So let me start with some introductions here. I'm Matt Stewart. You might have seen me at some of the Imagine events. I've done a couple of sessions there. I did a user group last week. I'm new at Automation Anywhere. I am a director in the community learning space, developer relations and content strategy. I am here because I came from PNC and managed the COE, and I am very familiar and passionate about simplifying what developers have to go through to build automation. And our partners here, Anuba, Sweta, and Nishi, are going to be doing a product demo on some process templates. We generally think of templates as just tasks, but they are expanding that in the new release to include process templates. So Nishi, I think you're going to be sharing your screen and walking through your product demo.
Absolutely. Yep. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, it has come up. Confirmations from chat. A Philadelphia person, Mike. I am from Philadelphia as well.
All right. Shall we get started?
Yes.
All right. Hey, good morning, good evening, everyone. So this is Nishikant, Director of Product Management at Automation Anywhere. And thank you, Matt, for an awesome introduction to introducing us to everyone. And great to be here, actually, presenting automation templates with one of our ex-customer COE members. So great to have him here and host it for us. So let's get started. So today's session is going to be led by me, joined by Anuba and Shweta. And the agenda for today is going to be a quick overview of what automation templates are, what exactly do they do, a demo, that's where we'll spend most of our time, and we'll summarize with the key capabilities and benefits of using templates, and we'll end it up with some of the key resources which we think are going to be useful for you to get started with templates. So I'm going to introduce you to automation templates, which has also recently been enhanced to support process automations and elevate the developer experience to a whole new level. And today I'll show you how templates can make automation development much faster and more efficient. They enable developers to swiftly build automations by selecting predefined templates as per your varying business use cases. And apart from providing a jumpstart to automation development, templates also help comply with the best practices. And not just that, they can also be tailored for your specific business requirements. So if you haven't got a chance to use templates, I would definitely request you to go try it out and try both the pre-shipped templates as well as try creating custom templates as per your internal needs. And we plan to expand the portfolio of templates for different industry verticals by collaborating with our customers and partners in the upcoming months. With that, I'm going to straight away jump into the demo. So give me just a moment so that I share my live system. All right, I hope you can see my screen. Okay, can one of you confirm if you're able to see my control room?
Yes, we can see it, Nishi.
Yep, thank you. So here we have logged in as Marcus, the professional developer, right? So in today's demo, what we're going to do is look at how professional developer Marcus and citizen developer Sue are able to build automations quickly using the predefined templates for one of the opportunities that they have been assigned, which in this case is the insurance quotation process. So I've started by logging in as Marcus. So let's jump into his automation page, and you'll be able to see a new option under create called from template. Now, this particular picker called as template picker has two options. One, listing all the predefined as well as the pre-shipped ones from automation anywhere templates for process automations, as well as automation templates for task plots. So in this case, Marcus can look at all the different templates that have been made available for him. This includes the pre-shipped ones, which can be clearly identified using the Automation Anywhere logo, as well as the custom templates created by his COE. Now, to understand the templates, definitely he can look at the description to know more about it, or he can also look at the details of the template by clicking on the preview icon. Now, if he has to build a complete end-to-end process by manually starting by adding different automations and orchestrating them, definitely it's going to take him at least a few weeks. However, with Automation Anywhere predefined templates, he can build some of these large and complex process automations, if not in days, or rather I would say, if not in hours, at least in a few days. So as you see here, he can quickly preview what the automation template looks like. Does it contain all the necessary automations? Does it have the right flow that he's looking for? And go back and pick the template. So in this case, he was looking for insurance quotation. So let's see if he is able to find one. That's awesome. So he's able to find a predefined template for insurance quotation process. So in the same manner as we saw, he can look at the description. He can also preview the template and select the template. So in this case, he selects and clicks on continue. Provides the details like the process name and the folder that he would want to save it at, and click on create and edit. Now, once it does that, he's quickly navigated to the process composer or the process editor. So as you see here, the template already loads the entire process automation, already containing all the different automation assets such as the task pods, forms wherever necessary for human in the loop use cases. It also contains document automation related validations or any other approvals that may be required. So if you see here, it contains all the necessary automation assets already laid out in the right process flow, which is as per his business use case of automating the insurance process. Now, the best part is he can always make edits or updates to this particular template as per his business needs. So let's say if he needs to change any of the properties, he can always click this, make changes, because template always is just a starting point. It's not going to be 100% working automation, right? So therefore, he needs to enter any missing details or also make adjustments to it by removing, adding, or even adding new approval steps wherever required. Now, to make it even more efficient for him, he can also make use of Copilot. So this is a inbuilt automation Copilot for developers. So this is a generative AI-based assistant which lets him give instructions in form of natural language, as here, and add or edit the automations as required. So this is an additional way for Marcus to make edits or updates to the process automation that he can quickly develop using the templates. Now, apart from this, there are also templates for task bots, as I said. So for that, let me just quickly jump to Sue, who is a citizen developer in this case, and I'll jump to her screen. Yeah. So let's look at how Sue's journey is. So Sue can also log into the control room and click on from template. In this case, she is interested to automate a task as part of this whole insurance quotation process, where she needs to extract details from a Salesforce report. So she can also look at all the pre-shipped templates that have been provided by Automation Anywhere, plus all the custom templates created by her COE. So in this case, she can search for a template that she wants to automate with respect to extracting the Salesforce reports, right? So she has various reports or various templates related to Salesforce, and the one that she is interested in is the Salesforce report extractor. Here again, she can preview to see if this is the right template that she needs to pick for automated her use case, or she can always search for the other ones. In this case, this is the right template. She selects it and provides the details. And quickly navigates into the canvas. Now, as you see here in the screen, very similar to the process template here, the taskbot template loads the canvas with the pre-shipped skeleton or a template of the automation for extracting reports from a Salesforce. And the best part is it's not just containing the necessary actions to automate the Salesforce reporting, but also contains all the best practices a typical automation would require. For example, in this case, it has error handling at all the right places, and as a best practice, all the actions and the logic have been grouped within a step with a clear explanation of what the each step is for. So anybody looking at this automation or even template can easily understand what each step is for. And also at every necessary step, comments have been added, making it easy for the developers to understand what exactly the flow of this particular automation is. And as with process templates, here also, Sue can make changes. She can add, let's say, new actions, which in this case could be adding additional log messages, or even in this case, you can use generative AI powered Copilot to make necessary changes to the automation. And the good part is you can create your own templates by filling in all the necessary details if you think the template is going to be widely used with some of the common values, as well as you can keep them empty as required. So there is no hard and fast rule if the template has to contain a necessary percentage of properties filled in. It's quite a flexible system, which will allow you to create template with whatever percentage of pre-filled properties. And not just that, you'll also see that all the variables that have been used in any of our pre-shipped templates already follow a standard convention across all the pre-shipped templates. So with that, it makes it easy for anybody looking to start development, finding it easy to develop the automations and not have to struggle by trying to create it from the scratch. So here we saw how. Yeah,
Nisha, one thing I wanted to comment. When I was managing the dev team and then later a COE, one of the things that we ran into that was so complicated was trying to create not templates, but tasks or processes that would solve every use case that interacted with a specific system. You know, it can be done if you spend countless hours making your code flexible enough to take any input in and handle any use case. But oftentimes the amount of effort you spent maintaining that code base or enhancing that code base just to solve every problem defeated the purpose of what benefit you got from it. You were spending the time putting the code together in some place. Whereas these templates seem like you can put together a skeleton that is close enough to the goal, get a developer 80% of the way there and let them adjust it to their use case rather quickly. So that seems like it's going to solve a problem that we faced quite a bit in overspending and overinvesting on common code.
absolutely, Matt. And you coming from the customer side, you having seen the problems. In fact, you're spot on. And we have received feedback, such as what you said, where customers end up creating the bigger automations, as you said, which contains all the different use cases, or also where we have seen customers cloning the automations one after the other whenever there is a need for different departments. And all that can be now avoided by using this template. And I think you put a right figure, 80%, I think is an optimum figure where it does reduce your time in terms of developing these automations.
Yeah, so with that bit of context, I want to put out our first poll question.
Yep.
Kate, feel free to do whatever magic you need to do to get that into their hands. But so far, based on what you've seen, could you rate how valuable you think these process templates could be for you? Keeping in mind, these are meant to go 80% of the way and let the developer finish that last 20%. Great. While they answer that, I think you guys can continue on.
Sure. All right. So here we saw how both the professional developers as well as citizen developers can leverage the predefined templates, be it pre-shipped ones from Automation Anywhere or the custom templates, and quickly build automations. And as I said, it's not just about quickly building automations, but also ensuring that all the best practices are already baked in. Therefore, it also improves the quality by a significant margin. Now, a quick thing, going back to our template picker, and a very important note that I would like to highlight is From version 33, some of the pre-shipped templates that you see here are automatically loaded into the control room. So which wasn't the case until the prior release, which was version 32. Until version 32, you had to manually import the templates through a set of steps. However, with version 33, the templates shipped by Automation Anywhere are automatically pulled into the control room. So that means, let's say you upgrade to version 33 and on day 1 or day 2, you already have the templates shipped by Automation Anywhere. All right. With that, I'll jump on to the next use case, which you may be eager to understand is how do we create custom templates? Yes, we have pre-shipped templates, but that's not going to solve all our use cases. We have our own use cases. We want to create templates, and how do we get started? Well, very easy. So I'm going to jump back to Marcus, who is a professional developer. And I'm just using Marcus as a persona for this demo. However, any user who has access to, let's say, a process composer or a bot editor can create templates, right? And it's quite easy. You don't really have to start it from scratch. And the best possible way to create a template is identify some of the automations that you already have in the system, which you think is quite commonly cloned for your different departments, or you just keep copying the code from it to create your new automations, right? So identify those automations, which in this case, I'm going to use the DB operations for Salesforce. So I see that, okay, this particular automation is cloned very heavily because it's a very common use case where different automations need to do database operations by connecting to Salesforce. So I'm going to open this automation. And you'll see a new option apart from save, which is save as template. Now you can click on this, provide the necessary name. So I'm going to call it as DB operations with Salesforce template. Provide the description. So I'm saying we can do all the CRUD operations, connect to Salesforce. And as a best practice, we would definitely recommend keeping all your templates in a very specific folder or a separate folder, which will let you, let's say, make updates to it, or even on a long run to maintain it, it becomes easier, right? So just quickly select an appropriate folder and save. Now, before saving, I'll just quickly bring your attention to the small information that you see here on the screen. Now, what it says is, once I create a template, it doesn't become available for other developers to use right away. And that's for a purpose because we would want the COEs to always review these templates that are created to check if they contain all the necessary best practices such as logging, comments, or even to make sure that the actual use case that's being created or automated using the template is as per the requirements. So in this case, you will have to save and then check in the automation into public repository or public workspace, and only then they become available for the rest of the developers to use. So in this case, let me just quickly save, and upon clicking save, I will get navigated to the editor. But the important point to notice, now I'm not on an editor to edit the automation. Instead, I'm editing a template. And that is why we have provided an easy way for you to identify on what exactly you're working on. So in this case, I'm working on a template. Now here, you can make all the necessary adjustments as you want in a template, remove or add the actions that you think are not necessary from a template point of view. And an important point is ensure that you don't hard code any of the values, right? Definitely that's a coding practice that I'm sure all our customers and partners follow. But in a template, that becomes even more important because you will have to ensure there are no hard coded values and everything is variableized wherever necessary.
Are the code standards for code policy available within templates as well by clicking the assistant?
Not the code policy, but what we do is by default, all the necessary policies that you may have or you may find within the static code analysis rules, they're already followed here. The reason is there may be a separate set of coding policies that each customer or a partner would be following.
Mhm.
So that's the reason. But the basic ones that anybody would follow, they're already baked into the template. All right. And the other point to notice, you will see that I already have this template, but I do have some warnings. So you may have a question in your mind, like a task bot or a process automation, will I be allowed to save and check in if I have errors? Well, that's absolutely fine with templates. The reason is this is a template, it's a skeleton, it's not a working automation, right? So for that reason, you can actually save as well as check in the automation, even if there are any warnings or errors, because that's exactly how a template is going to be. They will have some of the properties that are not filled or kept empty for unknown reason. However, if there are such scenarios, would always recommend adding a comment so that anybody using the template understands why so and so properties or some of the changes are kept in that manner. So in this case, let me quickly save the template. And I'm already here. And as you see here, although the editor had some warnings and errors, you don't see that warning here. That's because it's a template and you can still go ahead and check in. So I'm going to check in this. Give the comments. And check. Well, I'm sure it's going to take a few seconds, but I can still try my luck and see if they already start appearing in the template picker.
I noticed it had a dependency view for that check-in.
Right.
Does that mean that a template can be designed to call subtasks that are already pre-built out there, or does it have to call another template?
Excellent question, Matt. Yes, now that's the beauty of template. It need not be just a standalone skeleton. It can include any other dependencies that you may want to have as part of the template. For example, let's say you're doing Salesforce operations and all the necessary configurations for your automation, you may want to store it in let's say, XML file or a JSON file. And if that's the file you would want everybody to refer, you can actually refer to that file in your template and also add it as a dependency. So anybody using that template to create automation will automatically have the reference to the other files as well.
And does the same apply for the process templates?
Absolutely. Yes, yes. In fact, that probably takes me to the next point. But before that, I'll just quickly check if the template already appears here. Excellent. Yes. So the template we just created starts showing up here in the template picker once we check in the template. Now that's how easy it is to create templates, right? Obviously, yes, you will make necessary changes, but it doesn't have to go through too many steps or hassles for you to make it available for your developers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming to the question, yes, they do contain all the necessary dependencies. Now, just to give you a view of some of the dependencies that they can contain. And by the way, if you are working on, let's say, creating or updating your templates, you do have easy way to filter them. You can filter through this type called process template, task or template, the ones that you're looking for. All right, I'm looking to private. But let me do one thing. I can quickly show it to you by just opening the template. I'll pick a different one this time, which is for customer support ticket processing. Now what I'll do is I'll click on preview. All right. So until this loads, so what you'll notice is it's not just drawing the entire process flow in this canvas. It, in fact, does contain the references to the necessary bots. So as you see in this case, to your question, Matt, so it already has the dependent bot selected. So which means when I'm shipping this process template, they do have necessary task bots, forms already tied or mapped to it. So you don't have to manually come and select those bots. They would already be mapped here. So that in
Yep.
fact reduces the time even further significantly.
So if a COE has built some standardized framework, they could
Yes.
incorporate that into every template that they promote.
Absolutely, yes. All right. Now that's the end of the demo. So I'm going to quickly jump onto the slide. However, if there are any other questions, Matt, that you would want to just read out from the Q&A, we can take that up.
There were a couple of questions on who gets to promote those and how and who does the maintenance. It seemed very easy for somebody to save as template, but I think some of the concerns of a COE manager, I would have had the same concern. People putting in templates that did not meet my standards. Are there role controls around who can hit save? Are there alerts to a COE manager on what's getting saved into templates so that they can prevent them from making it out there? Well, a couple of questions on that realm. I'd like to see if you have anything.
Sure, Matt. Currently, the templates can be created by any user who has access to, let's say, or permission to create a bot or a process. But I do understand and hear the feedback, Matt. I think the worry could be, as you said, the COE may not want everyone to create template. Yes, they do have a check-in process in place, but it still means they can sneak in some of the templates, right? So definitely, I think that's a very valid feedback, which we are in fact taking it as part of our roadmap, where we bring in controls in terms of who can really create templates. So maybe there's a specific permission that allows only members from COE to create the template and not every developer.
Now, I also noticed that you were saving it in a folder called Automation Anywhere Templates.
Right.
My former group would section off folders by role. So if that folder itself they did not have public check-in access to, theoretically that would be a place they could not promote to. Is that accurate?
That is correct, yes. And that's a very important point, again, Matt. The reason is we have heard feedback from some of our customers that they would not want all the templates to be accessible to all the developers, right? For example, let's say if they have 20 templates and there are 5 templates very specific to the HR automation use cases, and they would want users from the HR department or the SMEs to have access only to those templates. Now that's possible by, definitely we already have the folder-based access control, as you said, but we can then move and place your templates in those specific folders. So they get to see only those folders that they are necessary to have access to.
Yeah. So in a federated model, every team could build their own templates and host them in their own folders. And then the COE for larger processes that are standard across the entire group or the entire enterprise could create their own folder that only they can maintain and publish those out. Okay.
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So which means you can just use your existing methods of restricting access to also restrict access to the templates. All right. So we just saw a demo where we saw how you can create process as well as task bot automations using the predefined templates. Again, we saw there were 2 flavors. There are pre-shipped templates from Automation Anywhere, as well as you can create your own custom templates. And I'm sure most of you would be eager to try out the custom templates because that gives you enough flexibility to create the templates as you would want your developers to use and follow, right? And that gives you enough flexibility to also, let's say, use some of your internal reusable assets. For example, what we have also seen customers is, let's say if you're creating an automation for Salesforce, you have a standard way of logging in or authenticating Salesforce. So you can definitely have those kind of best practices also baked into your custom templates. And some of the key benefits that I would like to highlight before we go on to the next section is definitely with the templates, uh, apart from just speeding up the process of development, it's also going to make it easy for our developers when they build large and complex process automations, right? Because process automations does require you to create various automation assets such as task bots, APIs, forms, and orchestrating them is not a simple one. But with process template, it becomes much easier and gives you a good head start. And what we do believe, and we have also got an agreement, or I would rather say confirmation from some of our customers, is the templates is going to greatly benefit or help organizations expand their citizen development program, because this is going to help citizen developers now build automations much faster. And the COE need not worry about the quality, because some of the coding practices would be already part of the templates.
Yeah, I think I mentioned at
Well,
the beginning of the call that I liked to reduce the number of decisions a developer needed to make when they start it.
absolutely.
And if you had a citizen developer that understood their business process, you wouldn't have to have them also understand all of the best practices and standards. All they have to know is click this template and put what you do into the middle of it, and you're good. And all the rest should be controlled.
Exactly. Thank you, Matt. All right. Next, we are going to move to the next section, which is basically to look at some of the artifacts, or I would say documentation artifacts, which are going to be very key for you to get started on templates. And for that, I would request Anuva to share her screen and walk us through some of the useful documentation articles, as well as necessary artifacts that you can use.
Yeah, sure, Nishi. Um,
Yep.
Let me quickly share my screen and get started. Let me know once you can see my screen.
We can, yeah, you can see your
Okay,
screen.
great. Thanks for confirming. So hello, everyone. I am Anubha Jha from the documentation team. I'm a lead technical writer, and I've been here with Automation Anywhere for close to 5 years. So today I'll walk you through our product documentation portal, where we have documented the content for our templates, right? So as you know, our product documentation portal is a public site and can be accessed by all. Which means when you provide this URL, docs.automationanywhere.com, you can access all the content on our production documentation portal. Uh, However, we recommend our users to log in or sign in so that you can access some of our features of our documentation portal. And I'll be talking about those features a little later. So let's do a quick search in the search box, hit enter, and that should pull up the documentation, all the resources, I would say, for templates. Now, on the search result page, you can see all these topics are related to templates, and what Nishi has demoed right now about pre-built template, custom template. So all these informations you can find in these topics, right? So this topic is the main landing in the overview page. And there's another way to access the documentation for templates, which is go back to the home page and come to What's Trending section. And from here also you can navigate to Automation Anywhere templates. Now let's come to this page. So as I said, this is the overview topic. And in this topic, you could see that, we have used visuals, diagrams, and video to explain the concept better. So based on what information you are looking for, you can easily navigate to these sections. So these pages, summarizes the benefits of using the templates, and it illustrates how templates can be used by different personas, right? Then what permissions or license, there was a question in Q&A chat, like what license and permissions are required. So you can get all these information in these resources. Then the two broader categories of templates that we are currently supporting in the product. And just now, Nishi gave a demo about these two templates, right? Now let's come to table of content. So here you can see the list of subtopics or child topics under this main overview topic. Now, these topics encompass enhancements or features that have been added to templates, such as auto import of pre-built templates or predefined templates. And so which means, templates, pre-built templates can be automatically downloaded into the control room. With that, we have further enhanced this functionality, and in .34, in upcoming release, we will be providing a setting that allows you to control the automatic download of pre-built templates. So as a user, you have an option to enable or disable those settings. Having said that, we also provide information how to download, pre-built templates from the bot store manually. So in these topics, you can find all the information about the various operations that you can perform on templates, such as, creating a template, editing a template, copying, deleting, right? Now, as a user, you can navigate to these topics from the TOC, or you can come to this, main overview page. And at the bottom of the page, you can see these links. So click these links and it will take you to the respective topics. With that, we have also developed scenario-based content to explain how templates can be used by different personas, right? So scenario-based content basically helps engage user as it simulates the real-world situation and makes them more relatable. It also narrows down the focus to user environment and helps them scale their automation effectively. Now, in this scenario, you can see we have used a use case and we have two different personas over here where, this developer, Marcus, he has created a template called performance matrix templates, and that can be used across the organization. Now, Sue, who is a citizen developer, and she wants to build an automation, so she uses the same template that has been created by Marcus, and she builds her automation quickly. So you can go through these resources where it provides you all the information, related to templates. Now let's quickly talk about these features. So as you can see, it's available on the right side of the page. Now, if you find any topic useful, or you want to refer any topic while building an automation, so you can add such topics to your collection list. So this add to my topics is exactly like your favorites, right? Next, watching topics. Now, let's say if you wanted to know what's being updated in a topic or what's being changed in a topic. So you can always enable this watch button so that whenever a topic is being updated or changed, you can get easily notified through an email. Now, last but not the least, we always welcome feedback from our users. So if you find any topic useful or have any feedback for us, kindly use this feedback mechanism. You can also navigate to the bottom of the page and click this button that should open up this page. Enter your feedback, suggestions. How would you like us to improve the docs? And as I said, like if you are a logged in user, the email ID is automatically captured. In case if you are not logged in, then just ensure to enter your email ID and click on the send button. Done. So this is what I had to share. Over to you, Matt or Nishi.
Yeah, so now that you guys have seen templates and the process templates and what is currently out there, we're going to throw another poll question at you. What do you want to see next? What is the stuff that you see as most important for our roadmap here? And once this poll question's complete, we're going to jump into live Q&A. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to click through those so that you're not missing any answers. All right. Let's get started on, let's start scrolling through these live Q&As. I think, Sweta, you have marked several of these. that you wanted to answer live.
Yeah, so Matt, Nishi can take up those questions. I just marked
Sure.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll read out the first question. The first one is, how and when do new templates get into our environment, and are they part of upgrades, or is there other process like a package? And how will the users be notified of new templates? Well, the templates as a feature is already available from version 30. However, from version 30 till 31, you could create only custom templates. And from version 32, we have started shipping predefined templates from Automation Anywhere. And as I said earlier, in version 33, these templates are automatically made available in the control room without going through any manual steps. Now, is it available in your environment? Definitely, it should be available if they are not already downloaded. There is a manual way to get these templates added to your control room, and definitely I would request you to go to the documentation portal that Anubha walked us through and look at the steps to download the templates. It's a very simple set of steps, just 2 to 3 steps. You would have to click buttons, and the templates would be available in your control room if they're not already available. And whenever any new templates are made available, in fact, they would get automatically be added to your control room. So you really don't have to go through any manual steps, and therefore a notification is not added for that purpose. Well, the next question, when creating a task bot using a template, which version of packages will it use? Sorry. Yeah, which version of packages will it use? The one used to develop the template or the latest as per CR? By default, it uses the version that's used in the template. However, you do have the flexibility to change it as per the version that is available in the control room. Well, Bhaskar, there is no additional license. The base version or the base package of Automation 360 will give you the capability to create, use, as well as leverage the predefined templates from Automation Anywhere. Is there any impact on CR performance with the number of templates available? Absolutely no. In fact, these templates are skeletons of the automation. So in no manner they actually would impact the control room performance. Next, are the templates modular in nature? Are they modular in nature? That is, are the child and parent taskbots, or will it be a single taskbot? Well, the templates currently are singular in nature. However, they can have references to other child taskbots or even other files, as I said, right? So, which means if you're creating a template, you can have references to other files, including the child automations. And when you ship, they do get shipped as one single template, but they will have the necessary references to other files. Are templates really metabots? Well, I'm not sure if we would compare it to metabots, but I think, yeah, at least the folks from, yeah,
I would
go ahead,
not
go
at
ahead.
all. So I don't know. I've seen some people use metabots where they are treating them as specialized functions because they were the only thing in V11 that could invoke, C# code. But most of the time, metabots are being used to do a repeatable task, whereas these templates are meant to help structure an entire process. So it's more of a modular, or a flexible skeleton for you to sculpt to your specific needs versus something that is treated as just an external function or method.
Thank you, Matt. That's the advantage of having Matt, who has already been part of COE, to help us give these different perspectives. Yeah. Well, the next question, is this templates and Copilot available in version 33? Yes, they're available in version 33, but important note, Copilot does have an additional license and cost that you will need to take into consideration. The next question is, I'll have to, okay, I think this is a feedback. So let me just read through it. I'll have to assess this as my mindset is stuck in API developer subtask. Okay, that's interesting. I have developed subtask with in and out variables to keep my mainline process control as short as possible. It feels like this reverses that mindset, drawing all the standard code down into mainline. Right? I think that's a very interesting observation. I do not see the name here, but that's definitely an interesting observation. Currently, the templates, yes, they can be used only as a starting point, but I think what may help address this particular concern is if you allow templates to be used in the middle of an existing automation. So let's say if you're developing an automation and there's a very specific set of lines or a use case that you want to just plug it in, even in those use cases, I believe if you allow templates to be added, I think that should actually address this concern, and that's something that we do have in our plans. All right, yeah. Updating a template will also affect the bots where it is used, or will it notify the owners or developers using the template? Well, the template once used for creating a bot, there is absolutely no mapping or connection between the template and the bot that was created out of it. And we are doing it on a purpose so that it only serves as a skeleton and not really as a, let's say, dependent bot, right? So you can always keep updating your templates, and when you create new automations, only those would take the effects of the new changes. Is the new feature available in Community Edition? I may have to check that, Jose, but I think it may
No,
not be
Nishi,
available in Community.
templates are not
Yeah.
available in Community Edition. We are not supporting.
Yeah, you got to
But
answer
still,
that.
we can double check on this.
Sure. Is this available on cloud-based model or also on-prem? Well, template is available for any environment. For you to leverage the pre-shipped templates, yes, there is a URL that you'll have to open your control room to, and with that, you'll also get the pre-shipped templates. But even otherwise, you can create your own templates and use it on any environment. Okay, next is an off-topic question. Is it possible to have some kind of certificate of participation in these sessions? Well, I will redirect this question to Matt or Kate.
Which was that question? I apologize. I was typing an answer out.
No worries. Yeah. Is it possible to have some kind of certificate of participation in these sessions?
I can
Certificate
jump
of
in
participation.
here. I don't know that we'll be able to do a certificate, but I will be sending an email after the fact with a link to the recording. So that could be verification that you did actually attend. So be on the lookout for that.
Yep. Thank you, Kate. Okay, I think the next question is about the recording. Yes, the recording will be shared. Yeah, these templates can be used in a reusable A environment. I'm not sure what exactly reusable. These templates can be used in any Automation Anywhere or Automation Anywhere 360 environment. So there are no restrictions on that. Are there robotic enterprise framework like there are in other tools in the market like RE framework? Yes, I think that's a question we do get quite often. Not currently. Now templates, yes, will allow you to kind of structure that in a manner, but yes, not exactly, or I would not say 100% comparable to RE framework, but that's definitely in our roadmap.
We should talk about that after the call, because I had a pretty robust framework at PNC that I'm looking to rebuild here, and the templates here would just make it all that much easier.
Oh, that's great. Sure, Matt. Can we call the template from another taskbar? No. Template is a starting point for you to create automations. They cannot be called from another taskbar. The last question. We have version 33, but do not see any templates. Well, I think you should definitely reach out to your account executive or the partner that you're working with.
I wanted to go back to that. Can we call the template from another taskbot? So think about, you could put in a template, a placeholder to call, a little line statement in a comment that says, this is where you would call template 2. And template 2 is its own template. You would build your tasks out for each of them. And then you could, in your parent taskbot, call the child taskbot. But the goal of the template is to simplify development for that task or process, not necessarily to wire together multiple templates. You have to build the parents and the children. If you've already created a child bot with a template, and that's going to be an artifact that stays forever, you could put that in your template, but not the templates itself.
Yep. Thank you, Matt. Well, with that, we have covered all the questions. Okay, as I speak, there is one last question. The template created is only available to my organization here. Yes, absolutely. The all the templates or custom templates that you create is going to be sitting only within your control room. But certainly, if you have multiple control rooms, you can always export and import them for the developers and other environments to use the templates. All right. With that, we have covered all the questions. Do we
We
have
have
another poll question?
one final poll. I'm going to launch it real quick.
All right. Yeah, definitely. I hope all the attendees have found this session useful. But yes, please share your honest feedback, and I will be happy to take that back.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for attending. We'll look at your feedback and your roadmap desires. And if anyone has any additional questions, feel free to engage us on our forums and through the community. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Bye.
Matt.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks all.
Have a good day and good night.